Wow, what did I do? I just left the post office. I voted. To whom it may concern, as Rita Moreno and Lin-Manuel would say, in America. My name is Amervis Lopez Cobb, Amervis Lopez Cobb. Sometimes my friends, they call me China. I come in peace with this video. I'm just looking for unity as we break through these outdated belief systems, the BS that doesn't serve us anymore. I want us to call our power back from those who use it to fuel their so-called jokes that are too blatant to ignore. Agree or disagree, keep scrolling, your choice. I need to calm myself, calm my blood pressure. But if you're staying, understand this. I'm here to encourage you to think critically and independently. Don't take anyone's word as gospel, including mine. Do your own research. Vote for the people that you feel are in alignment with your values. You'll see there's not that much that divides us, really. But I want you to vote. Let's put down our weapons, both words and guns, and imagine a world like John Lennon sang about in Imagine, where we find common ground, freedom, and peace. And yes, before anyone points it out, I get that speaking with passion like this can sometimes lead to being labeled spicy or angry. So angry Puerto Rican, angry black woman, pick whatever, you know. I'm not here to be anybody's villain. I'm here for understanding. So just think of me as a friend or a sibling who keeps it real, even if it's hard to hear at first. Like Pharrell sings in Freedom, that's what we should be working towards. If we're lucky, we might even reach the glory that John Legend and Common suited up for at the Oscars. Let's also remember Pink's Trust Fall, where she talks about taking a leap, trusting we'll catch each other. And while we're at it, let's shake our hips to the salsa and reggaeton magic of Puerto Rican artists. Too many to name here, though I have to give a shout out to one of my favorites, Marc Anthony, and of course Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee's Despacito, which made the world fall in love with Puerto Rican music even more. You know, I remember driving from Philly to New Jersey to catch a train to New York just in time to see Marc Anthony at the Madison Square Garden in 1997. I was already a huge fan, and I felt every song he sang in my being. His music made me think, it made me dance, it made me grow, and it gave me hope. And that's what Puerto Rican culture has given to so many. Recently, Puerto Rico was called, what was it? Floating Island of Garbage. I received some texts and some DMs asking me to respond. I'm just here to say, it's too much to stay silent. These words are more than a careless joke. They reveal a mindset that belittles people and communities with rich histories, fierce strength, and unbreakable pride. Enough is enough. I'm saying something because it's time. Yeah, this may just be one of my many Jerry Maguire moments that I had in my head that it's finally coming out. I'm fed up. I'm fed up that our experiences are being treated this way, and we need to snap into clarity. My inside voice is coming out like Diana Ross, okay? Para mi gente, yo soy Boricua. And my Puerto Rican roots, they run deep. Growing up, I listened to Frankie Ruiz, Puerto Rico, feeling every lyric, every beat. It was more than music. It reminded us of who we are, of the pride, the resilience, and joy, and the unbreakable bond Puerto Ricans share with our island. No matter where we are, whether we were born there or not, we always feel some connection, or at least I do. My grandma, Mami Catalina, taught me to honor that heritage with courage, integrity, and determination. I call it kidding myself. CID. To her, Puerto Rico was a place of beauty and spirit, a land rich in culture and resilience. Puerto Rico has earned its place in American history, even though they never taught it in the history books that I got. As I have earned a DEI, did earn it citizenship, Puerto Rico is more than an island. It's a legacy of strength, creativity, and survival. Yet too often it's seen as less than a territory, a prize from the Spanish-American War in 1898. A place to draft soldiers in exchange for American citizenship in 1917 without the right to vote for a U.S. president if you live on the island. Yeah, Puerto Ricans are Americans, okay, in case you didn't get the memo, regardless of where we were born. I'm thankful on this Thursday that I got to cast my vote in that post office right behind me and have a say on behalf of my people. For too long, Puerto Rico has been viewed as a place to exploit rather than a community of proud, resilient people who deserve respect. I'm saying this as the Afro-Latina, hearing these so-called jokes. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Oh, they didn't mean it. It cuts deep. It reminds me how Black and Latinx communities are still viewed as other in ways that are hurtful and messed up. But calm down, I gotta keep my blood pressure down. This isn't about who said it, but about why in 2024 it's still okay to say some stuff like that. Comments like these, they don't just offend, they dehumanize and dismiss people who deserve respect. People like me, people like you. If you judge me for speaking up, those are your bricks to carry, not mine. I'm code switching right now, and I'm not talking about the kind of code switching I do when I'm at work every day. I have thoughts on all of this. I have thoughts on corporations benefiting from cheap labor on the island of Puerto Rico. Trust me, that story is coming in another text, a DM, a post, an article, or a book. Whatever inspires me, whatever wakes me up in the middle of the night, because I haven't had a lot of sleep over this. The point is, we contribute. Puerto Rico's pharmaceutical industry is a powerhouse. It's fueled the island's economy and American healthcare for decades. People have come to Puerto Rico to get rich, while people on the island have done all the grunt work. Similar story. We have value. We have count. Our voices, they mean something. We have buying power. And our metrics as a Latino community in general, not just Boricuas and Puerto Ricans, we have a say. And I advocate for psychological safety because often leaders hiring us use language that disregards our histories. Saying things like crack the whip, yes, crack the whip, to describe why they were hired. When I hear that, my DNA and history scream, not okay. And yet, these same individuals who overlook the impact of their words are the ones promoted. Yes, they're the ones promoted into positions over us. Yeah. If there was an AI tool to help us filter out bias and foster inclusivity, that would be great. I'm sure somebody's working on it. I'm sure. Imagine an employee assistance program. You know those EAP programs, that could address these issues at the root. Not just the symptoms of this exclusion of epidemic, this division that goes on in this country is just pathetic. In 1946, people in Germany and Poland said they didn't know what was happening. Yeah, they said they didn't know. Today, in 2024, no one can say they didn't know about the injustices. They can only admit they didn't open their eyes and minds to face it. Because it's what? Uncomfortable? That's why I'm speaking up. Like Tupac once said, anger can sometimes fuel change. And Nina Simone reminded us that as an artist, we have an obligation to speak of the current times. That's what I'm here to do. Drive change and be transparent. Releasing the outcome. I'm taking a deep breath. A breath beyond the one we took when we entered this world and before we take our final one. Puerto Rico, it's not just an island, it's a part of America. Our contributions, they're woven into the fabric of this country. From infectious beats of salsa, merengue, reggaeton, to the bravery of the Borinquenese. Those people that were drafted into wars since the Korean War, and you may not have learned about them in American history because they didn't teach about that part of history. They whitewashed history, I think, is what the word is. But I learned that history when I purchased my own books as an adult, when I used my money to hear from P.D. Thomas, an author whose books, to me, influenced not just music, but arts, history. Puerto Rico has enriched American history and culture in countless ways, but we don't recognize that. All we do is say spick and horrendous things, and we need to stop that and start honoring our real contributions. So I'm calling all of you out there to help change this narrative, if you care, of course, because if you don't, keep scrolling, right? Let's celebrate Puerto Rico's true spirit, its art, its beauty, its music, and the people who inspire us every day. Let's flood our timelines with the real Borinquen, filled with resilience, pride, and unstoppable Boricua spirit. Because they named it, what? Puerto Rico, rich port? Because that's what they did. They got rich off the port. This isn't just a one-off comment. It's the same mindset that affects Black, Indigenous, and people of color everywhere, in workplaces and beyond. My grandma, Mommy Catalina, taught me that pride in your roots is power. Power. Puerto Rico deserves that respect. And I'll keep standing up for it, for our people, and for everyone who carries that spirit within them. America, you're part of the story. You're part of the story too. If you feel something, if you have some form of allyship, join me in honoring Puerto Rico with pride. With pride. In solidarity, Amervis Lopez Cobb, aka China. I'm an urban echo in America, and I'm just getting started. Yo soy Boricua. Respect Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico strong. BIPOC, representation matters. Let's lead with psychological safety. Oh yeah, one more thing. I write about historical aspects, not just in my memoir, but about historical aspects in general. And I'm not coming from a place of fiction. I'm coming from a place of reality. I'm also one of Latinas 100's an anthology contributing author. I had an award-winning essay, The Leader I Needed Was Me. If you're curious to dive into my story, my next book, Leading with Psychological Safety, 52 Essential Practices, is in the works with RMP Studio. You can explore more on my website, where you can subscribe for updates and drop a comment below if you want to join the show. And I'm not talking about the clown show, okay? Let's ascend and transcend together. Ashe. Sharing is caring. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and make sure you let your friends and family know Puerto Rico is not an island of garbage or trash. Ashe.